Hello everyone, and welcome back to the King Not Queen podcast. My name is Nina, and I am your host. There's no echo this week. I didn't feel like maneuvering around the microphone because I'm lazy. So, just want to say thank you so much for listening to my last podcast. I really love looking at analytics. Like, that's my favorite thing. I do that for my YouTube channel too. So I love seeing like what apps you guys are using, like what you're listening on or whatever. Also just want to give a few disclaimers for this episode. You may hear some things going on in the background. People are awake and running around today, so if you hear some like screaming or kids playing, it's my neighbors downstairs. Also, if you hear fireworks, like, I don't know what to tell you, but it's like the week before the 4th of July, and I'm pretty sure there's no fireworks this year at the beach. So if you hear some popping, it's not because it's a gunshot, it's because they're fireworks. I heard this like crazy theory that like the police are giving out the fireworks so that, and then like the super loud fireworks, like, you know what I mean, like they're like, I don't know how to imitate it, but there's the super loud fireworks, like, like, where are they buying these from? Because in my state they're illegal. They're literally illegal. They don't sell them in Massachusetts. Like, it's just like a thing. People go to New Hampshire, they go buy their fireworks, and they bring them back down. But anyways, I saw this TikTok, and it was saying that the police are selling people these illegal fireworks and having them go off so that we're like desensitized to the noise, so that when we hear gunshots from the actual police, we think that they're fireworks, which honestly kind of scares me. I don't know how much I believe that theory, but it kind of makes sense, because like I can't distinguish the difference between a gunshot and a firework. I've never heard a gunshot, but like I can't distinguish what is an aggressive firework or a gunshot, to be honest. Okay, so those are all my opening marks. So we're moving into bad movie review. Alright, so last week I watched The Lorax. I never ended up finishing it, even after, so that stinks. But the movie I was talking about last week that I was super excited to watch was, drumroll please, The Last Airbender. So just to preface this, alright, I have been super addicted to Avatar on Netflix, as has everybody else on planet Earth who's been quarantined and just chilling at home. So I've been watching it since May, and then I took a little bit of a break because I kind of fell out of it because I binged it so hard. And then I just finally finished it sometime last week. So I was like, once I finish Avatar, I'm gonna watch The Last Airbender, because like I feel like I need to know everything that happened first before I go into this rough movie, right? So we're gonna go through the whole movie, right? So it basically opens up, tell me why, Lord, tell me why. First of all, a movie that opens up with Nickelodeon Studios, you know it ain't gonna be good, alright? You know that no, not that it's not gonna be good. You know that you're in for something. You know that something's gonna happen, alright? You just know that it's either gonna be trash or like weirdly good. For example, the Dora movie, I ain't gonna say it was bad. I thought it was pretty good, to be honest, but it's just like childish, So when I saw that Nickelodeon Studios logo, I was like, oh no. And then this thing opened with like the opening credits of Avatar, which I thought was a little strange, like, because I don't feel like that translates to like real life. It looked like they were on a stage. Oh, and I heard this theory, right? So in the show, like the actual show Avatar, they had like this play episode where they like watched a play, and people's theories is that the movie, like the live action one, is like the play. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes so much sense, and it's funny when you think of it that way, because like it's literally on a stage. The opening part of the movie is literally on a stage, and they're doing like air, water or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? All right. Then we gotta get into, like, the mispronunciations. It bothered me the whole movie because Aang, A-A-N-G, Aang is pronounced Aang. He's the main character, okay? He's the Avatar Aang, alright? Literally. How are you gonna... Nickelodeon, how dare you? How are you gonna mess up his name? They were calling him Aang. What? It's like, it's by Nickelodeon. You have the copyright. You literally have the copyright. It's not like they have to say, like, it's not like you have to mess it up purposely because you don't have, like, the copyright to his name. It's literally Aang. They were calling him Aang the whole movie, and it bothered me so much because Aang is my guy, and the fact that they, like, mispronounced it hurt me so bad. Sorry. Someone's being obnoxious. Anyways. Alright. Next, Sokka. Okay, I don't know why I said it like that. It's Sokka. They call him Sokka in the show. They were calling him Sokka. Sokka. Again, it's not copyrighted. Call him the right thing, alright? You literally are Nickelodeon. You have access to the show. It's like they never watched the show before or asked what the characters' names were. They literally got, like, okay, there was, like, this very obscure character. I think the name was, like, Hama or something. They said that right, but you can't pronounce Aang or Sokka. They called him Sokka. And on top of that, Iroh, my favorite character. Okay, I can't really say he's my favorite character, but, like, one of my favorite characters, Iroh, we're calling him Ero. Ero. Like, it's Iroh. They never called him Ero in the show. It doesn't matter if it's a fictional character. If you have something, like, if your movie is based on something that already is made, you get the name right. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I understand with, like, maybe, like, Harry Potter, there was, like, the books or whatever, and people might have had different pronunciations in their head. And then, like, you make the movie and you have to translate those names to how you would say it. But, like, you literally have Aang, Sokka, and Iroh already established, and you mess up the name? Oh, it hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad. And, like, okay, so Sokka, right? Tell me why Sokka's played by Jasper, guys. Please tell me. When I first initially saw, like, a little bit of a trailer, a little bit like a sneak peek of the movie, I'm like, the actor who plays Sokka looks super familiar. And it's Jasper. Jasper from Twilight. This man's, hold on, I'm gonna look up how old he is. Because Sokka's like, what? I'm gonna say between 14 and 16. He might be 16. But the guy who played him is definitely not 16. Like, the age, they got Aang right and Katara right, but you couldn't get Sokka right. You got you got Sokka, like, aged up so much. Okay, Jackson Rathbone is 35 years old. 35. Okay, and this movie was made when? When was this movie made? Oh my god, it hurts me that he's 35 right now. 2010. Hold on, 10 years ago he was 25. Are you kidding me? He was 25, Sokka's 16. Okay, that's how they cast stuff now, but still, like, if you cast a teenager as Katara, why would you cast a full-grown man as Sokka, who's not even, is like 2 years older than... Okay. And then, so you're gonna mess up the names. You're gonna cast the wrong people, like, bad age gaps, right? What is his name? Monroe? Okay, sorry. I just got super distracted. His name is Monroe Jackson Rathbone the Fifth. That's a powerful name. That is a powerful name. That is so funny. That is so powerful. Okay. Anyways, so you're gonna have the names wrong. You're gonna be from Nickelodeon Studios, and you're gonna cast a 25-year-old man for Sokka, and you're still gonna have bad acting. The acting was so bad. It was so, and the directing too. It was so silent, like for no reason. Like, the characters would just be staring at each other and being like, oh, you have to do this. Like, the acting was so bad. The girl who played Katara, awful. Like, and the way, like, oh my god, there was like this scene where like she like Ong was protecting himself like against like the Fire Nation, right? And the girl who played Katara goes up to one of the soldiers and like stops a little and then continues running and pushes him. Like, I don't know, for some reason, like, it was just strange. And like the directing, there was this whole scene, it was like, it had to be like 2 to 3 minutes where it was just zoomed in on the characters' faces going back and forth. So it was like on Jasper, aka Sokka, aka Monroe, Jackson Rathbone the Fifth. It was on his face, and then it switches over to Ong, and it's like in his face. So it was just so strange that like it was so zoomed in on his face. Like, I could not understand why that whole scene, all I could see was their forehead, their eyes, and their nose. Like, it was just so strange. And then you could obviously tell. So I thought the movie was gonna be structured just like everything, the whole the whole book. I don't know. Like, I thought it was gonna be the whole Avatar series. So, because it opened and it said book 1, so I thought like maybe halfway through it'd be book 2, then by the end it'll be book 3. But the whole first movie, quote unquote, was book 1, right? So it ended and it showed like Azula or whatever, which is like the main villain, and it showed her, and I was like, oh my god, there was supposed to be a sequel. This came out 10 years ago. They knew right when they released it. I'm gonna look up the box office for it because that's not okay. Literally, like, though, you could tell that they wanted to make a sequel and it did not work. It did not work at all. Okay. Alright, so there. And on top of that, right? On top of that, the fact that the fact that like the bad acting, that they wanted a sequel and it clearly just didn't go their way, right? It was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. This man is like supposed to be a great director and like movie writer, but like, how did he fall so flat? Like, I don't understand what went wrong. How did he direct like this movie? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so their budget was 150 million. Oh, that's why. The Bud came out. Okay. The budget was 150 million. They made 319 million. So that's not bad. They made some profit. Barely, but like, oh my god, that's so bad. Okay. The only character in this might be an unpopular opinion, and you can if you've seen the movie, if you watch the show, you can disagree with me on this if you want to. But my favorite character, my favorite casting was Zuko. And Princess Yue. But it was Zuko. And like, okay, and this is the reason why. No character in the whole movie had any sort of character arc. They all stayed flat the whole movie. Mostly because there was barely any dialogue. The script, like, for it must have been so thin. There was zero dialogue. And Zuko I feel like had the most, like, good, he was a very, I'm not gonna say very good actor, but the actor who plays him, Dev Patel, Dave, I don't know. But I feel like I know him from somewhere. I don't know. He looks very familiar. But yeah, this man, right? His character was pretty good, like, I'm not gonna lie. And it's like he knew that his character was the best. Like, it was so sad. And like, okay, so yeah, the Katara girl, zero character arc. Sokka, zero character arc, Aang, I don't know what was going on with him. Like, Aang is supposed to be the character that learns the most, and like it seems like he just stays the same. And like Zuko, I don't know. And the girl who played Princess Yue looked the most similar, even though her acting was pretty bad, but she just looked very similar. Speaking of looking very similar, I have to express my disappointments with the whitewashing of clearly Asian and native characters. It just had me very upset that this man who's so pale and is clearly white played Sokka, who clearly has color to him, who is clearly, like, I'm assuming, like, native, like, an indigenous person, like, a native to somewhere. Like, he clearly... What? Wait, what? What's going on? What is going on? Wait, he was born in Singapore? Wait, guys. Okay, we just hit a huge thing. What? He was... Okay, he's still white, but he was born in Singapore? What? Oh my gosh. Is this real? Oh my gosh. This is so strange. He was born in Singapore. Wait, is that... No, he's a citizen. Oh my god, this is so weird. Wait, what? Okay, he's white, okay? I'm looking at his ethnicity. He's clearly white. You don't cast a white man as someone who is clearly a person of color. Like, and Hollywood has been doing this. It's just so sad that this iconic series had to be represented so poorly. So poorly. It's just so sad that, And like the girl played Katara is, I'm pretty sure she's white too. The only good casting was Zuko. Even though Zuko is a bit more light-skinned than the guy who played him, he clearly is, like, I'm not gonna assume what Dev Patel is. He was born in United Kingdom. He might be some Asian. Asian doesn't mean you're from, like, Asia. He's just, it says he's Asian. Is what I'm seeing on here. Oh, and he's 6'2". Okay. But, like, he's, like, the ethnicity of the people in Avatar is Asian and, like, indigenous culture, like, natives. It's not white. So, like, to cast the cast as they did just hurt me so much when I was watching it. So... all that culminating, let's just see how long that was, because that was a very long rant. That was 18 minutes of a rant. We're gonna say not Avatar, Last Airbender. That gets a 10 out of 10. The Last Airbender movie gets a 3 out of 10. Alright? The only thing pulling points for it right now was Zuko and Yue. Okay? And, also the CGI was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The firebending was pretty good. What else was good? The water bending was really good too. The air bending, it was a little weird, but everything else was pretty good. So the CGI gets a point, Zuko gets a point, and Yue gets a point. That's 3 points out of 10. They missed a lot, alright? It's not as good as the Lorax. Alright. So, moving on. So, Netflix is making their own TV series, like, TV show instead of like a movie for Avatar, like a remake or something. So I would rather them do a whole new like book or like a whole new like series with a new Avatar, but they're not gonna do that. Why make something new if you already have something perfect going on, right? So they're making one like based off of Avatar or whatever. So my dream casting is just the essence of the casting just needs to be the same as the cartoon. I do not want to see the characters being whitewashed, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I did just watch a casting video, and it looked pretty good. Someone said they wanted The Rock to be the boulder, and I ain't mad at that. I'm also not mad at Ryan Potter being Zuko, or that girl from Andy Mack being Toph. I'm not mad at that. It's just that you need to be a good actor. That's all I need. And I would love to see some randos being casted. Excuse me. Some randos being casted, so like I don't know, so that we can see new people. What did I eat? Oh my goodness. Some new people being casted. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, so I'm done with my Avatar stuff. Alright, I promise I'm done. Alright, so I'm just gonna go over my week, because I don't really have, like, you know how last week I just talked about, like, field trip stories. So I'm just gonna try a different format this week, just going over my week. So basically, I got another bonus from my job, so I was like, no, I'm gonna spend some money. So I'm not really like a spender of money like that, so we'll just leave it there. But I went on Romwe, and I'm really, really hoping that I didn't get scammed, that I'm not expecting quality to be good, but at least wearable, at least once to be wearable, because I don't know, I don't want to waste my money on that. But I did get some good, like, accessories, I would say. Like, I got like a bag, and I got like an AirPod case, and then I got like what was that? My microphone's on a wire. Oh, I just pulled it off. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, I just pulled the microphone. I did not pull the microphone off the wire. It came off by itself. Okay, I didn't say anything. But yeah, so that's what I ordered. It should be here in like 2 weeks. Also, remember how last week I said I was going to email the kingnotqueen@gmail.com? I didn't, so I'll be doing that next week, but make sure to email me suggestions of what you want me to talk about at kingnotqueenpod@gmail.com. Not the other one, because that's not me, and I will be emailing them this upcoming week. Speaking of emailing and DMing, I DM'd, so you know David Dobrik and his friend Zane and Heath. You should know Zane Heath from Vine or whatever, you know them. So they have their own podcast, and it kind of inspired me to do my own podcast. Even though they have 4 people in theirs, and I'm a one girl, one podcast kind of person. But so I DM'd them, and I'm trying to get them to guest on the podcast. Okay. I don't want any judgment. 0 judgment. I don't want any, okay? I was just trying to do a thing, and I feel like that thing could be cool if it came through, you know? If it all worked out, right? I DM'd all 4 of them a very, very personal message. It wasn't like it was copy and pasted. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm so serious. I sent a individualized message to every single one of them, asking them to be a guest on my podcast, all right? And I'm gonna do it every week. I'm gonna email a podcast, all right, or DM a podcast and ask them to be on it. Is that dumb? Oh my god, I can't. So this week I'm gonna email David Dobrik and Jason Nash. I can't, but I feel like David would answer. Like, is it just me? I've seen multiple TikToks of him answering people's DMs. So, like, can he answer mine so that he can be on the podcast? Him and Jason on the podcast. How cool would that be, though? Like, just honestly, how cool would that be? You know how many questions I have for them? Like, how to get your podcast up and running? But yeah, okay, so I DM them. We'll see what happens there. They probably won't answer. Maybe, like, Mariah could answer. Like, come on, Mariah. Please answer. Please answer. Yeah. So, recently, on Amazon, I ordered, a planner. Because, for what? I don't even know if I'm going back to school. Honestly, the whole school thing has me, like, really upset. And it might just be, like, my nerd self, because there's probably a lot of students out there who are just excited to not go back to school, and I just don't feel that way. It's not that I miss my education, but I miss just, like, the routine, because I have no routine. I cannot stick to a routine. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was good on working out every morning, and then eating, and then doing something, then going to bed, and doing it the next day. But lately, I just can't get myself into a routine. And I feel like that's because I've been out of school for so long. Because if it was just regular summer, I really wouldn't care if I didn't have a routine. Because it's just summer. And I'm just like taking a break. But I've been taking a break for 2 months. I need a routine. I have no routine. I've said that 5 times in the last 2 seconds. But yeah, so I ordered a planner, and mostly, I don't know. I'm saying that I need it because I have a summer program happening in like the next, when's that? And the next, like, it's like in 3 weeks. So I have a summer program happening in 3 weeks. So I wanted to get a planner to, plan out my day or whatever. It's a little sad, but I feel like that will just bring me right back around, and I can just like, plan out my days, right? So I got a lemon planner. I was really searching for one that was cheap, but like planners like in general are really expensive. You really can't convince me otherwise, but unless you're getting it from like Dollar Tree. But like, I'm not hating on Dollar Tree, alright? Dollar Tree got some good stuff, but like a well bounded planner that has like the nice rings, it has like dividers, it comes with stickers, whatever, like those are really expensive. So I got a $16 one on Amazon, and then I got some planner pens and then some other pens. It should be here by tonight. I'm very excited. And I just have always had this obsession with school supplies, and I can't really explain it. I don't know if anybody else has had this experience, but like watching back to school videos for me like makes me happy. Like yesterday I watched 5 videos back to back of people shopping for school supplies. And I don't think I would be so into it if I haven't been to school since March. But like literally, tell me not, like back to school videos are so fun to watch. Like I like shop with them. Like I'm like, oh, I would pick that one out and that one out. So yeah, so I decided that because school's gonna be so off this year, I can already feel it. It's just gonna be weird. That I wanted to have at least some control of the situation, because I have control problems. At least some control of the situation and have a theme for the school year, right? So I'm thinking of doing like a lemon theme. So like I have the planner I got is lemon, and then I got a lemon notebook from what's it called? Marshalls that I went to the other day. So I'm trying to find like yellow and black and white stuff. I don't know. I feel like having a theme is gonna be fun. I'm such a boring person. I'm literally so boring. I'm talking about a theme for school supplies. Nobody cares. Alright? Nobody cares. But yeah, so I hope one of my notes here is what I hope for going back. When I go back, I'd at least hope that I can sit in a seat and sit at a desk. You know what I mean? And if I have to go back with a mask, I'm not mad, because the area above my nose is pretty good. It's all below is where it goes wrong. So I've been praying for some sort of mask wearing. I told this to my mom. There's an airplane. I've been praying for some sort of face covering for so long, and I finally got my opportunity. That is so wrong, but literally, I'm not. Am I lying? Has anyone else felt this way? I literally felt this way for so long. Yeah. So, just wrapping up here, just saying my goodbyes. This is gonna be a nice short one this week, because all I did was talk about Avatar. My mom told me I need to clean my room. You guys want to hear exactly? She said, "It's a really good day. It's a really good day here. And to keep with that trend, I need you to clean your room, change your sheets, and vacuum your rug. Thanks." We love that. Okay, we love that. I'm not doing it. I refuse. No, I'm gonna do it. Because by the time she gets home and we listen to this together, I will have done it. So you're welcome. I'm talking to you from the past. You're welcome, and I love you. So one of the last things I want to, it's like a quick story real quick. So so that summer program I talked about earlier, they have like this app and they're having like events and stuff, but I cannot access the events or the calendar or like any of the Zoom links. So it's getting me frustrated because there was literally an avatar thing last night. I was so mad because like, how did they know that I am addicted to Avatar? How did they know? So I wanted to join it so bad, but I didn't have the link, and I DM'd them and they didn't respond and stuff because they don't like me. So I was on the chat today. So you know how you can like chat with like agents for like just like websites or whatever? So I chatted with an agent from the app that they told us to get. And, oh my god, what was his name? It was like Adalberto or something like that. It was something like that. So, I actually had another lady before, but she never responded. So I was like, sir, can you please respond? Because I'm getting annoyed. So, my goodness. I think it was a real person, right? So, he was a little bit rude, I'm not gonna lie, because he kept repeating the same thing. I was like, I understand, I'm just asking you a different question, and he responded with the answer to my question before. Very aggravating. But when I was like, alright, thank you so much for your help. Also, don't forget to listen to my podcast, King Not Queen. And I was like, bye. And then he responded, I don't know if he read it or he just said this, but he was like, will do, sir. So then tell me why. It probably wasn't him, but tell me why I went into my podcast like analytics thing and I got 1+ view today. If it lines up and it was at the same time that I was on chat with him, that was definitely Adalberto. So Adalberto, if you're listening to this, if you've subscribed, I'm sorry that I said you were annoying. You were a little bit though. But thank you for listening and thank you for your help. I hope I get everything sorted out and they answer my email. So I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, so that's it for the podcast today. It's time to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys came back from my last podcast and enjoyed it. You get an extra greeting. Curtis Connor, anybody? But yeah, so thank you for listening. Make sure to send in your submissions for anything you want me to talk about, any stories you have. I'll try to do like a listener story of the week, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with different segments. Next week, I need to write this down. I will be doing a song or an artist segment, so an artist spotlight, maybe I'll call it. And I already have an artist in mind, so I'll just, once again, I'll leave that there. And maybe a TV show review. I don't know. Something like that. Please leave submissions for movies because I need more movies to watch because I don't know what I'm going to watch next week. But yeah, so what else do I have to say? Make sure to tune in every Thursday, the podcast. Actually, I really do post it Wednesday night, so I have enough time to clear through all the apps and stuff. So just make sure to look out for it anytime, like Thursday morning. Watch it. Listen to it like while you're eating breakfast. Like, never just sit there and listen to the podcast because it's gonna be boring if you're not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be super boring if you're just sitting there listening to me talk. You need to be, like, doing something. Maybe, obviously not reading a book, but like, drawing, or, writing your paper, or eating, or working out, or doing office work, or if you're on your break at work, you can listen to this. But yeah. So tune in every Thursday to the K&Q podcast. That's it from me. I have been your host, Nina, signing out. Bye.